Hey everybody, it's Mark again, and I'm still working on this 1917 Junghans German mantle clock. I got it in time, and now it's time to set the beat. And I want to show you what I do. Just like I tell you in the cuckoo clocks, if you can get the Virgin crutch assembly to do this, you're well on your way of setting the beat. The movement is level the way it is. This has a clutch on the Burge assembly. So what you do is you hold one side of the clutch, you push the Burge to the left or to the right until you can get it to do that. And once it's ticking away by itself, you should be able to put the pendulum on, and it should be very close to being in beat. You might have to adjust it some, and then after you put it back into the case assembly, you might have to put pennies or shims or something underneath the case beat, because if the manufacturers didn't put the clock movement perfectly level in the case, then you might have to shim it up. But all I know is I get it in beat out of the case, then try not to move the Virgin crutch assembly as I put everything in the case, and then put the pendulum on, and hopefully it's square level when it's in the case as it is out here on my stand. Now the block here, that has got to do, if I was to unscrew these holes, there's an oblong hole. If I was to take these screws out, there's an oblong hole in this brass piece here on both sides typically. That way you can raise or lower those blocks. If you raise one end and after you got it wound up and the escapement wheel starts rotating, you need to lower it. What I do is I raise it and then lower it, and it takes some dealing with. It just takes experience. It even takes me a while, and that's because I don't work on these clocks every day. If I worked on these clocks every day, I would be able to adjust it in just a few minutes. But Matthew Reed has got a really good YouTube video explaining the and there it quit. But Matthew Reed has got a really good YouTube video in explaining the entrance and exit pallets. The entry pallet is the pallet that's bent like a C. The exit pallet is the pallet that's bent 90 degrees. And so the whole purpose of what you're trying to do is get the distance between the entry pallet and the exit pallet to be the same around the escapement wheel. And once you achieve that, your clock should be in beat. And so let me go ahead and put the pendulum on, and I got the beat amplifier set up. And again, I talked about this beat amplifier before. If you get a chance, do not buy this kind. Buy the different kind because it's louder. This kind, I got my hearing aids in. I got my speaker on. You'll be able to hear it, but I don't without my hearing aids in. So stand by and let me put the pendulum on. Okay, my makeshift stand is not going to work here because the pendulum hits the the board. So I'm going to have to set this up in a different spot. And when I do that, I'll be right back. Stand by. Okay, I got it on this stand. And with this clock, you have to make sure that the pendulum is not touching the back base, that the pendulum foot assembly is not touching the chime assembly. There's a lot going on with this clock. But it's pretty close, and I'm going to get it better, but that right there is about it. And I only lifted it off the ground about a 1/16 of an inch on the right side. So anyway, we're getting there. And again, I hope y'all enjoyed this videos. Please leave me comments. Please subscribe. And God bless. And for $25, this clock is almost done.